Minasan, konnichiwa. Hello. I only speak in Japanese from now on, out of respect for Nintendo-sama. I've also been watching Shogun, so there's a lot of Japanese flowing through me at the moment. So I don't know if you guys heard or not, but there's like this weird new console that came out. I don't even, like, what is this thing? What is this thing? Yeah, so I was in line yesterday, starting from about 5 o'clock until, 11, probably like closer to 11:30. That's how long it took to actually get the console. But I did it. I didn't think I was going to get it. I was nervous. I thought, I had faith that they would have stocked up, right? But I was nervous because you know how all these console releases go these days. It's like they make 5 of the consoles and they give zero point 0.5 console to each GameStop, and then they somehow assume like that's going to be enough. So I was nervous, but no, they've actually, like, kudos to Nintendo. They predicted that this was going to sell like hotcakes, and they had plenty of stock at like every location. I was seeing posts this morning of people at a Walmart where the shelves were stocked with Nintendo Switch 2s, which is insane on release day that it's actually in stock. It just shows how much supply they actually manufactured. So this video obviously is very informal. This is just me giving my thoughts. These are my shower thoughts. Literally, you can see my hair. My hair's all wet. I just got out of the shower and I've got all these ideas flowing through me right now. So first of all, this thing is freaking massive. It is ungainly. It's unwieldy. I love it. I love the size of it. It's not very comfortable to hold in my hands, but I think that's made up for by this giant screen. Like, the fact that this screen is so big, it looks nice. And I will take the device being slightly less ergonomic, slightly less comfortable, if it means that my games look better and just it's a better experience. It's a more, I don't know, it's hard to have a cinematic experience with a handheld device, but this is vastly improved over the original Nintendo Switch. I mean, this screen, even though the fact that it's an LCD, it feels like an OLED screen. This screen honestly looks just as good, if not better, than my OLED Switch. I think it has to do with the fact that it's just a really nice LCD screen, and the fact that it's so much bigger. It really compounds. It makes it look very nice. And it also helps that the games are running incredibly well on this thing. I've obviously been playing a bunch of Mario Kart World, not as much as I would like to since I have a full-time job. So this is my thoughts off of playing with this device for like 3 hours today. If you want somebody's opinions who has been playing it for 8 to 10 hours today, go find an unemployed person. I'm not the person for that. But so Mario Kart World is the thing that I've been playing the most. I also bought Cyberpunk because a couple of reasons. Number one is that I've never played it before, and I just thought it would be kind of cool to try playing it, and also to see how it runs on the actual, Nintendo Switch. It's just, I just know of this as being a really difficult game to run. Like, you have to have a very high-end PC to run Cyberpunk with, like, good settings. So I was just kind of curious to see, like, how it would look, how it would run, and it runs great, and it looks great. It's fantastic. It's playing very well. Now, again, I haven't played this game on any other console, so I don't really have a frame of reference. But, I mean, to me, my untrained eye, it looks gorgeous. I mean, I'm sure that it looks better if I were to play it on my PC or on my PS5. But hey, man, I mean, you can't beat having it in the palm of your hands, being played natively and not streamed from somewhere, Now, the other reason that I wanted to get Cyberpunk was something that I think is really cool is that Project CD Red, they actually took the time to shrink the game down to cut off the edge, the fat, and they fit it onto the game cartridge. The whole game is on the game cartridge. Like, it didn't require, sticking it in and then downloading something online. So that's really cool. I love that. I recommend, if you want to support the developers actually putting in the effort to put their game onto the physical cartridge, pick up Cyberpunk. Reward them for that. Does it feel nice playing in a shooter game with sticks? No, not really. I much prefer playing a first-person shooter with a mouse and keyboard. But hey, luckily, I know a little device that works as a mouse. Yeah, so you can, I haven't gotten far enough into the game to actually be able to test this yet, but you do have the ability to use the little, Joy-Con as a mouse, which is so cool because it's like you could be playing just kind of like, you don't need to be playing with a mouse all the time, but once you get into a combat situation, you could take that Joy-Con, literally just put it on like your leg or table in front of you, just slide it around, Yeah, you could also just play it at your computer, but again, this is a handheld experience. It's very cool. I can do this on a plane. Speaking of the Joy-Cons, I'm loving the magnetic attachment. I am a big fan of this. It just makes the original Switch look like a piece of junk. The slide, I don't know. I would always get like it's stuck, or I've seen people that like somehow accidentally, force the thing in and then they can't get it out. I just like there's like no issues with this. Like I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm sure people will start breaking it soon, but for right now, this thing feels premium. It has a great feel, especially just the clicking. Oh, that's just a nice sound. Not only that, I think that the Joy-Cons themselves just feel a lot nicer because they are bigger, so they're nicer to hold. In some ways, like holding them sideways like this is actually, in some ways, it's better, but also in some ways worse, because it's like the circle, what is it called? The joystick is in like the center, which is, that's how it was on the other one, but it was a little, I don't know. It's weird when you're playing it like this and your thumb's all the way over here and you're like I don't know. It doesn't feel the best, but I'll take it because when you're actually playing it like handheld mode with the Joy-Cons attached, it feels much nicer than with the, teeny tiny Joy-Cons that we had on the original Switch. Like the buttons on this one are much bigger and they feel a lot nicer, including the bumpers, the triggers. These feel a lot more premium to me. The joysticks feel pretty much exactly the same, which is unfortunate because that's always been the biggest weakness of the Joy-Cons is the sticks. Hopefully these themselves won't actually get stick drift. I think Nintendo has said that they fixed it, so that's not going to be an issue here. We'll see. I also bought the Switch 2 edition version of Breath of the Wild, just the upgrade, the $10 upgrade. I thought it was going to be $20, but it's $10, so that's a little bit nicer. And so the game, I've been playing it. It looks amazing. And it's such a great experience being able to play Breath of the Wild in like a full 60 FPS. And just everything looks a little bit, they've upgraded all the graphics. Everything looks just a little bit nicer. It's just a really like comfortable experience. I've just been playing it and going, ooh, baby. Ooh, this looks nice. Ooh, this looks nice. So that's been great. I don't have too much to say. It's literally Breath of the Wild, but it's an improved Breath of the Wild, which, yeah, I mean, this is now the absolute definitive way to play Breath of the Wild. Like, there's no point in not. Like, if you are a fan of Breath of the Wild and you see yourself playing Breath of the Wild in the future, just spend the $10, get the upgrade. It's going to be worth it. It makes the game a lot more enjoyable, including the fact that, the load times, significantly shorter. I remember how long those load times were back on the original Switch. That was not fun. Trying to teleport somewhere, trying to use the fast travel, and then you have to wait 20 minutes for the loading screen. No, those loading screens are not only cut in half, I think they're like a third as long as they used to be. They fly by. They fly by. I didn't really talk about Mario Kart World enough. Going back to that, sorry, this can you tell that I haven't scripted anything here? So, the world map is incredibly cool. It's big, it's got lots of stuff to do, a lot of repetitive stuff, a lot of the same things over and over, but I don't mind that because I just enjoy exploring it. It's pretty fun to do that. I like being able to kind of pick and choose the characters and switch around, move around in the world, and then go and search for outfits. I wish that there was a little bit more to the outfits. I wish that maybe you got the outfits for completing the challenges rather than just, doing like a roulette wheel and just crossing your fingers that you're going to get the outfit that you're missing. That's a little bit lame to me. I wish that there was more to it than that. Now, at the same time, the gameplay is Mario Kart, but it is definitely an improvement over what we've seen. It's just a little bit more difficult, a little bit more fun. I feel like there's more to this. Like, these maps are difficult. They're big. There's so much that I feel like I'm missing. Like, I'm sure that there's all these secret paths that I don't even know about because I haven't messed around with the game for long enough. But it feels like this is going to give us 10 years worth of content with this game, especially if they put out any DLC, which if they put out any DLC, I will be bankrupt. I don't know what to tell you guys. I can't afford anything else after this. This was a lot of money. I was the first person in the Best Buy line who was getting the non-bundle version of the Switch 2. I bought the $80 physical game. I support physical media, guys. What can I say? Yeah, so they've got the game chat feature, which I think is something that's great. I was just saying earlier to my wife that I feel like playing games on the Nintendo Switch always felt a little lonely. Like, I don't know. I wish that there was some sort of connectivity there to it. You know, there was no connectivity outside of seeing your friends who were playing a game every now and then it popping up, but you couldn't go and message them on it. You had to go somewhere else, which, you know, it's not a big deal, but it makes it a little bit weaker of an experience when you have to go somewhere else. I don't know. So the game chat is really cool because you can start a room and you can just leave the room open. And so if you have friends that play on the Nintendo Switch 2, they can just join and at any point if you just have an open room. So I think that's really cool. It's kind of like sitting in a Discord voice call, you know what I mean? But it's also cool because you can have the camera feature with that, which is kind of neat, kind of cool. I bought the Nintendo Switch 2 camera. I like it. It's cool looking. Although, the one thing that I'm disappointed by is that my wife and I tried to set it up to do it on Mario Kart. The way that it works is that you can only use it in the game chat feature when you're doing the online mode. And then you can't see, as far as I know, you can't see anybody else's faces. I think you would only be able to see the faces of people that you're in the game chat with. So that's like a little bit lame. And then also, I was under the impression that the camera was going to be able to track your face, you know? Like, I thought it was going to be able to follow your face around and that you wouldn't have to worry about, like, moving out of the frame. But no, you select where the camera is looking. And then if you move a little bit, if you're like, oh, I'm uncomfortable, let me scooch over. You're out of the picture now. You've moved out of the frame. So I'm a little disappointed. I thought you were going to be able to like pick your face and be like, oh, that's my face, track it. But no, it doesn't track it. And also the you know, the way that it blurs out the background and can have your background be empty. That doesn't really work all that well. It works okay. I haven't experimented with it much, but I just kept like getting stuff behind me caught in it. You know, like I had a window next to me and the light was showing for some reason. Light, yeah, like not even like a person or anything. It was, I don't know. It's a little disappointing, but it's nothing that can't be fixed with, you know, software updates. So I'm crossing my fingers that they put in some effort. Maybe they, you know, bring in some outside help, some people that know how to do these things. Maybe people at like Apple, I don't know, like they're pretty good with those kinds of things. You know, hopefully they actually work on that because it's right now it's not in the best state. And I would say that like you're not really missing out on much if you don't use the camera feature. I would say like maybe wait and see if they actually spend some time improving it because it could be a lot better. It's definitely a little bit disappointing at the moment. One thing that was really cool though was going to the actual midnight release, which was 11 p.m. for me because I'm in Texas Central Time. That was cool. There was really great energy there. Everybody was super friendly, very cool. A person went by at one point and handed out snacks. You know, like we pointed out at one point, you know, my wife and I were talking about how we ran out of water and the guy next to us just handed us a water bottle. Like, don't sweat it. We're like, geez, like the Nintendo fans are actually, you know, with how they are online, you'd think they wouldn't be this nice in person. But no, Nintendo fans are great. They were really cool people. It was nice chatting with them and getting to meet some of the, you know, local Nintendo fans around here. That was really cool. And it was my first time getting to go to one of these midnight releases. And it's an experience that I really enjoyed. And the next time that there's a console release like this, I would definitely want to go. I would be so curious to go to like a PlayStation 6 release and see how different the vibes are. Because I feel like the vibes would be completely different at a PlayStation release versus a Nintendo release. I don't think the people would be as nice. I don't think there'd be any free snacks. I don't know what kind of camaraderie there would be. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it would be nice. I don't know. But yeah, big shout outs to the Nintendo community, to Nintendo themselves for this pretty amazing product. Like I said, I'm a big fan of a lot of the features on here. Oh yeah, by the way, I still, fuck Nintendo for charging for their goddamn glorified tech demo. What the fuck? Shout outs to Nintendo. Fuck Nintendo. That was the what? $10 for a tech demo? Why isn't that bundled with the Switch 2? Why? I cannot believe that I can go onto the eShop right now and see the fucking glorified tech demo listed for $10. Why? Anyway, this is long enough. I've ranted for long enough. These are just kind of my cursory opinions. At the moment, I'm going to develop a lot more, and we're going to be talking about the Switch 2 a lot on this channel. So if you're new, subscribe. We're going to get lots of Nintendo Switch 2 content. I can, believe you me, there's going to be a lot of Switch 2 content. That's pretty much, outside of next week, I'm talking about Split Fiction next week, which even that is Nintendo Switch 2 content now, because it came out for the Switch 2. I played it on the PlayStation, but we don't have to talk about that. But anyway, guys, I'll be back next week with that Split Fiction video, and then from there, I think we're going to see Switch 2 videos coming left and right. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to this generation. I'm excited. I'm happy. And yeah, I hope you guys are too. So I'll see you then. Bye.